Hi, I'm Chris, I'm the old geezer, and I'm going to have a January afternoon amble around Melton Waterside near Woodbridge in Suffolk. Like to join me? There's a large free car park here, and that's close to Melton railway station too. It's easy to get to, and the area around the car park has some well-defined all-weather paths like this one. After 2 or 3 minutes stroll, you come to steps leading up to the flood protection earthwork, which is topped off by an additional steel flood wall. At the top you have views up and down the River Deben. Turning left, we have a view upriver towards Woodbridge, which is the first bridge over the river and marks the limit of navigation for most craft. I think it's really sad to see these boats mouldering away here. They've been here really for as long as I can remember, certainly for several years, and there's always been a boat or three here just sitting in the mud, and I just, as a kind of boaty person, I find it quite sad to see them, because if they hadn't just been left and virtually abandoned here, I guess, they would still be useful, good looking things that were able to fulfill a function. I guess the Dutch barge would probably have been someone's home, possibly the little motor sailor would have been as well. They're both comfortable little boats and both would have made nice places to live. It's sad, really, it's very sad. I find it quite moving to be here because those boats will, in a few years' time, effectively just disappear. As you can see, the Woodbridge itself is quite low as far as the river is concerned. You can see where the water comes up to on high tides. It's quite close to the top, and I guess you'd get a rowing boat through there with reasonable ease at high tide, but I imagine if you were actually planning an expedition up the Deben, then you'd want to come through as soon as you had sufficient water if you wanted to get back on the same tide, because you would need a bit of time to do it all in. What you can see in front of me, all the reeds, are really what it would have looked like 1,000 years ago. It hasn't changed much. It's probably wandered in a few different directions and meandered a bit, but in general it's really rather similar to what it would have been. And if you had walked down here at some point around that time, you would have seen longships and Norsemen and Saxons and Angles and all sorts of people come and go. Some of them with good intent to settle down and become farmers in this quite productive land, whereas others came here really with the determined view that they were going to have what they could get. Well, that entailed cutting people up or stealing and robbing and raping and all kinds of stuff. Who knows? People were looking to conquer new lands, particularly the people from the more let's say hard countries. It was hard to make a living in Norway and Sweden, so those people wanted to come over here where the land was, I think, softer and easier to make a living from. Now we're walking back towards the Woodbridge, and as you can see, the sun is sinking quite nicely. It's going down. It's not going to be up here for very much longer. Join me again for another outing on another day. I'm Chris, this is the Old Geezer's Diary, and I'll see you soon.